what's up, fish family and fellow reef keepers? Thank you for clicking on this video. As you guys read on the description down below, this is the 10-gallon saltwater reef tank update with the new additions. For those who are new to my channel, or you just came across my video, I thank you for taking your time and clicking on this video. Well, this is my 10-gallon reef tank setup. This is a simple tank setup. There's nothing fancy. There is no skimmer, there's no sump, there is no refugium. All I have a 70 aqua clear hang on the back with the standard sponge and a Chemi Pure blue bag with the ceramic rings to hold my beneficial bacteria, and I have a pond filter pad on top. I have no wave maker, so what I use for the flow, I actually use the current that comes out of the hang in the back, and I have it at its low settings. For those who have or are thinking about getting a aqua clear filter, all the aqua clear filters, they give you that option to give it a strong flow or low flow, but I went with the low flow since I noticed that my corals open up and my fish and corals love it, so that's where I kept it. And once something is good, I'm those type of people that believe you shouldn't actually be messing a lot with the settings or the water column of your tank. Now for the heaters, I do have a 25 watt Aqueon heater and I keep it at 75 Fahrenheit. I think that most people recommend for salt water to be at 78. Now for my light, I have an Aquatop LED light. This light, I actually got it from my 24-gallon display Aquatop tank. I'm pretty sure you can find this light at the Aquatop website. If I had to guess, this light probably costs from $30 to $50. I don't think it should cost more than $50, but this is a great light. This is the first time I'm actually using this light, because once I bought my display tank, I went and upgraded the light like right away before I even set up that tank. But this is the first time I have this light, and I use it as a test, and it's been working fabulously for this tank. It has been working really well. The corals love it, the fish love it, and it has not given me any problems such as algae problems. So everything has been doing well. Now if it's your first time keeping a saltwater tank, or you're trying to keep a simple saltwater tank, this is the video for you. Or you go back to the first video when I set up this tank, and it's been more than two to 3 months and this tank has been running happily. Now for those that watched my previous video, I did tell you guys that there was a new addition to this tank. There was a new fish, and there is. As you guys can see, I have two clownfish. I think the name of this clownfish, it is the snowflake clownfish. My pet store didn't really know the name for it. That's why I got a really good deal. I got him for $20. So if you know the name of this clownfish, can you please leave it down on the comments down below and tell me the name of this clownfish and what you think this clownfish is worth. I actually think I got a bargain for $20. I think I got a great deal. This is a beautiful fish, and it's probably top one of my favorite clownfish designer. Now when I added this fish, there was some aggression to the tank. Nemo actually was really aggressive towards him, to the point that Nemo actually almost killed him. We actually did give him a name. His name is Oreo. I asked the twins, my sons, what name were they gonna give him. They said Oreo, so Oreo is his name. Now to work with the aggressions, first I tried to keep Nemo in a separate tank, put him back after a day. That did not work, so what I actually had to do, I had to get a breeder box that you place inside the tanks, and I had Nemo there for 2 to 3 days. Then I decided to let him free on the tank, and since then they haven't really messed with one another. I think right now they're going through that process to see who is going to be the most dominant. As you know, they're unisex fish, so one will become the female and one will stay the male. As for corals, I decided to get a green stool coral. I think that's the name, green toadstool corals. It's a soft coral. One reason I got it is because it's my wife's favorite coral. Every time we will go to any local pet store and we will look through the corals, she would always mention that her favorite coral is the green toadstool. I didn't really pay attention sometimes because honestly I'm not a soft coral fan. and I really didn't like that most soft corals don't have a lot of color. But as I've been doing research, there is a lot of soft corals that have a lot of color, from pink to green and blues. As you know, soas are softies as well. But I paid $40 for this piece. I don't really know much about softies. If you think I got a good deal, let me know in the comments down below of what you think this coral is worth, and if the name green toadstool is the right name for this coral. Now for my rock anemone. This anemone has been doing really well for me. What I've been feeding this anemone has been frozen mysis. But sometimes my peppermint shrimp actually try to steal its food. For those that keep this type of anemone, can you let me know what you feed it or what you recommend for me to feed it besides the frozen mysis shrimp? But lately this coral has been really happy. One thing I like about these anemones is that they don't tend to move a lot, just like other anemones. So that is one good thing. If you have a small tank, I think the rock anemones are perfect fit, because they tend to stay in the place where you put them at. So this anemone has doing well for me, and I love the colors of it. It actually, sometimes I mistakenly call it a coral just because of its colors. Now the other corals that I have are some soas. The one on the right is a green dragon eye, and the one on the left, I honestly do not know the name. When I went and visited the aquatic collections, I bought this soa there. They had it with their assorted corals. So if you know the name of this coral, can you also please let me know on the comments down below? I would appreciate it. This is a beautiful coral, and they're both beautiful. I think most people consider these common soas, but they're beautiful in my eyes. They have vibrant colors. As you can see in the back, there is a starfish. He is a glow in the night starfish that the twins received at my local pet store. And they also have a little blue dolphin in the back there. Every time I pull them out, but next thing you know, I see them back inside the tank. Since this was their tank, I just let them throw their little ceramic or plastic toys there, since they were meant for fish tanks. Now there is a soa that I used to call pink zipper. I honestly do not know the name of it. It kind of has a pink, greenish, orange color to it. This soa hasn't been doing well. When I first bought this, I also bought it at Aquatic Collections. It had 7 heads. At one point, the rock was covered. It had more than 30 heads. But lately, it started to die off. I haven't seen any growth of it. One thing is, I think there's this type of astacia. They are sort of like a green color. I don't know if that is what's causing their death. If there's a chemical warfare, can you guys let me know in the comments down below what this thing is, or what you think might be harming this soa. These green astacias, which I call, got introduced to this tank because I received some free corals from a local hobbyist that I met at the Facebook pages. At the end of the day, I didn't keep none of his corals because I started to notice that he had a bunch of pests, like spaghetti worms. He introduced Bristol worms, and these right here. So I don't know what they are. If you guys have any suggestions how I could get rid of them, please let me know. And when you receive free corals, please do a dip. Don't be like me and do a quick dip. Do 2 dips if it's possible. In general, a quick overview of this tank. I think this tank has been doing beautiful. Everything seems really happy. The corals have been growing. Everything's open. I haven't had no type of issues with algae blooms, no fish dead. Even the snails look happy, the crabs look happy, the shrimp look happy. Even my starfish is happy. At first I was a little bit scared to add my starfish because he was in the display tank and knocking down some of my corals in my sandband there. So I was like, let me just add him to the tank and hopefully he survives. And he has, and this is a sand sifting starfish. So I think this fish tank is doing pretty awesome, and I am confident I can even add hammer corals, frog spawns, beginner SPS such as orange digimons, monties, and chalice. I even already started to grow coralline algae in this tank, so that is a big plus. I never mess with the sand. The sand has always stayed as white as it is, and I don't have no sand sifting fish. The only thing I have is my starfish, but everything has been doing really well. So if you are new to this hobby of this part of the hobby, the saltwater reef side, I encourage you to start a build. It is really simple. At first I used to be scared because I used to see a lot of videos of people saying that you need a skimmer, you need a refugium, you need a sump. But that is false. You could keep a simple tank setup. Everything is, I had to learn the hard way, and I bought things that were not necessary to keep a saltwater slash reef tank. I did go first and purchased a lot of rock, because I used to go what by people said regarding that you need 1 pound of rock per gallon, but that is false, because there is a lot of mechanical filtration out there to hold your beneficial bacteria that will allow you not to keep as much rock. Also, that is one of the beautiful things about this hobby. From my mistakes, it could help you. I don't know if you want to take my advice, but I learned the hard way, and now through my experience and the knowledge that I have, I think it is possible to keep a simple reef saltwater tank. In general, I've been in this hobby for about, let's say, 5 years or so. I started with freshwater, and now I've been in the saltwater for about 2 years, and have had a lot of success after I went through that bad stage of investing in things that were unnecessary. Now that I keep the simple things, I'm going to leave it as is, since it's been working for me. So if you're coming from the freshwater side of the hobby and trying to jump into the saltwater side of the hobby, I encourage you, don't be scared. That knowledge that you receive from the freshwater side of the hobby, it's going to help you a lot, because it helped me. And you don't have to go RODI. I started with tap water, but as time went on, I started to invest a little bit more, and now I have RODI water. So I'm going to end the video now. I hope you guys like. For those who are new, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Until then, I'm out.